Right, ladies and gentlemen, so number 32. Okay, so 32, they want to determine the amplitude or period, and they're only asking you for the period here. So we're going to say then for 32 that y equals 5 over 8 cosine of negative 8 pi over 7x. So again, remember for cosine, the period is 2 pi, so it's 2 pi over the b term, so negative 8 pi over 7. So remember, this part is really 2 pi over 1 over negative 8 pi over 7. So if I keep change flip, I get 2 pi over 1 times 7 over 8 pi negative. And so this reduces to 4. The pi values cancel, and you're left with 7 over 4 for this one. It should be just 7 over 4. Okay. And we ignore, obviously, the negative sign doesn't really play a role for this anyway. Alright, for 33, same difference. For 33, we're going to take our cosine equation. So y equals 3 cosine, and then this will be 5x minus pi over 2. And if you remember, this is A, this is B, this is C. And so for cosine and sine, the period will be 2 pi over B, so in this case over 5, and our final answer ends up being C as the answer, not as in C. Remember, it's period over B. Okay, so number 34. 34 wants you to look for the phase shift. And so again, the phase shift is C over B. You can simply see that this is pi over 2 over 1 over 2, which if I do keep change flip, I end up with 2 over 1, which the 2's cancel, leaving you pi for an answer. You'll notice in the equation, in the part where you have 1/2 x, it's a plus pi over 2. So here's how I always tell people to remember the shift. The word plus contains an L, which means go left. Alright, number 35. Number 35, we have y equals 4 cosine of 4 pi x plus 5. Okay, so for this one, again, we're going to the left, so we can eliminate answers B and D. You can also look at answer choice A and say it's not answer choice A, because answer choice A says you're going to go 5 units to the left, which is irrelevant. Okay, so phase shift is 5 over the B term, 4 pi to the left, because it's a plus. Plus 36. 36, same difference. You have y equals 3 cosine negative 2x plus pi over 3. This is A, this is B, this is C. Again, for the phase shift, it's C over B. So that's pi over 3 over negative 2 over 1. Keep change flip, so pi over 3 times 1 over 2. That's going to leave you with pi over 6. This is a plus, so we're going to go to the left. For 36, you should have answer choice. No. Because there's a negative here, this is actually going to make it to the right. because you would extract this out and this would become a negative. So actually that one's to the right. Alright. That was scary. Okay, for the next couple of questions, we're going to talk about them, and I'm going to use Desmos. So let's look at 37 real quick. Let's see if I can get the internet going here. Alright, so. A lot of stuff running in the calculator, so it's going to take a moment to load. Just be patient. And I may not do all of the graphing, because the graphing you can put into Desmos, and I'm going to show you how. And then we're going to stop. Okay, so if I were to graph for you, f of x is equal to sine x. That's what it looks like. If I add a plus 2, you will see that it shifts up 2 units. You will also notice that instead of going through 0, 0, it's now going through 0, 2. So your answer choice for number 37 would have been the chart A, and you can see that clearly. Okay. Let me do the cosine question number 38. So you have f of x equals, actually with an amplitude of 4, cosine of 3x minus pi over 2, pi over 3, and this is plus 2. That's what that looks like. Two things to note. First thing is that if you notice the amplitude, it's going to go from 6 to negative 2. Alright? And then it's also going to go through 0, 4. So those are enough of an indicator to tell you that the answer choice there should be D as in dog. Notice the only other contender would have been answer choice B. But answer choice B actually is going, it looks like it's shifted over. So I don't think that's correct. This is definitely an upward shift, 2 units, and you have a negative shift, not a positive shift. So we're not going to the right, we're going to the left. In other words, if I swapped this number and I made it a positive, it will look like that, which is answer choice B. Alright, and this is not like that. This is negative, so you're going that way. Okay, number 39. So for 39, you have the negative of tan parentheses x plus pi. Remember, tan runs between 2 asymptotes, and they are generally negative pi over 2 and positive pi over 2, where you implement or you input bx plus c in the middle and you solve accordingly. So if you look at this particular question, you'll see that answer choice D is the only one that has the correct movement. And the reason I say that is, you see this negative, if I take it away, it goes the opposite. So tan always looks like this normally. If I have a negative, it goes the opposite. It looks like a cotan. So that's something to keep in mind. The other consideration for this one is you have a plus pi shift. So keep that in mind as well. If you look at the values of these midpoints, you'll see the value is pi itself. Alright, so remember, this is a bx plus c part right here in the middle. And that you're going to place between negative pi over 2 and positive pi over 2. Okay, so if you give me 1 second, let me pause the video here and I'll start again. One second.